A very good morning to you, or a very early afternoon to you, depending from where you're catching the action with us. Welcome to the 2025 Celltrion Queens Masters. This is the final round being played at the Seongmanan Country Club, and we are coming at you live. It's a par 72 course with 5,938 meters to cover. It's been a very interesting first two rounds for us, and most of the golfers did struggle to get past their demons. But today, it might be an entirely different one. It's the final round. The cream of the crop in this event are finally here. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and I'm here to take you through the entire day's event, and I'm really excited about this. Now, we've had, well, a couple of things, to actually look at, and more importantly, let's find out how these golfers who finished at the top of the heap yesterday perform here today. Jung Ji-yo, well, just gets straight past her destination for this one. It's a bit of a interesting call for her. She's been in fantastic form. She's carrying a 10 under here, and it's going to be interesting to see, how these, the toppers in the leaderboard, whether they really take it down to the wire or not. Just going to fill you in on the weather conditions. It's about 30 degrees Celsius. It's fairly hot. I'm not going to say that. Not too humid, but it's fairly hot. No rainfall predicted. A bit cloudy at times, but more importantly, wind speeds are only 0.8, and that isn't too well. Bang Shin-sil, who was the prime mover yesterday, she had, about 10, if I'm not mistaken, 10 underscores in there. Well, today has, dropped one. She's at a 9 under, and it'll be interesting to see how she, battles through this. Just a bit too much of club on this one for her. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Bang Shin-sil really, performs. Now, we've got a couple of big movers in there that we spoke about yesterday, including, Lee Ga-yong, who was doing so well. You've got Yoo Hyun-jo, who's now on, that 9 under. And so many finishing with 10 under yesterday. Yoon Soo has actually maintained form, and that's it. Back to a 10 under. If she was missing that, and I think she'll be happy about it. So this is so needed. So Yoon Soo currently leading the way with Han Jin-seon on 11 under, and they are in tied first. Yoo Hyun-jo, Hyo Bin, Lee Ga-yong, Jung Ji-yo are all in tied third with 10 under. Lee Won is fairly close now. She's with 9 under in tied 7th. So it's shaping up to be an extremely competitive event, and this is one of the reasons why this course did make the top 10 last year, and I'm sure it will this year as well. It's a highly competitive course. It forces the golfer to think, rethink strategy, and to dig deep. Yes, Bang Shin-sil now. It's a bit of a worry here for her, because she's on to looking at an on-par finish for hole number 9. Will probably land up bogeying that, and that isn't going to work too well for her. That ball has a mind of its own. Just decided, should I stop here? Should I travel a bit more? Let me travel a bit more. Yoon Soo, who was at the peak of her powers yesterday, she's doing extremely well here. Will be interesting to see how she, performs. Jung Ji-yo aiming for birdie. This could take her up to the tied first. Oh, what a narrow miss. What a narrow miss. She's been in spectacular form. All the golfers right up there in, the tied first and tied third, they've just come into their own. And especially today. Now here's Lim Hee-jung. She's sporting a 9 under. She silently, worked behind the scenes yesterday, kept climbing up the table. What did kind of surprise me a bit was Park Min-ji. She's the defending champion, and yesterday her form Well, it was good. She enjoyed her time on the course, but it wasn't enough to propel her into the top order of the leaderboard. Yes, Han Jin-seon, who is the current co-leader, aiming for birdie, and this could take her into top position, or that she skipped past the hole, and it's going to be, well, still an easy finish for her. She will finish with an on par, but she could have gone up to a 12 under. Lee Won. Now this isn't going to work too well for her if she bogeys the 12th. Well, she did manage to get that in a semi-victory lap, if you ask me, but it's worked well for her, so at least she will still hold on to a 9 under. She had moved up to 10 under. Don't write her off. Bang Chen-sil, what a mixed bag for her. You know, the day before yesterday was disastrous. Yesterday she was the queen of the course. Today, going through the motions back again. And that double bogey is going to be very expensive for her. It's going to set her back by 2 points. And I think that's definitely not what she would have wanted. Remember, she's at 9 under now. She was right at the top yesterday with 10 under. That means she drops down to 7 after that. She's had 1 bogey and a double bogey, and that shows why those 3 points have dropped off. She's still got a bit of time with her, you know, but she gets into the in, and with those 9 holes, she might be able to do something. Han Jin-seon looking to finish on par for hole number 9. No worries at all for her. She still maintains 11 under. I do love the way that our ladies have gone about their work in these last 2 days. You know, it's just been, well, they've soaked in all those bad moments and all those obstacles and absorbed, you know, all the challenges. And when they do, of course, triumph, they've been very expressive about it. And I think that's excellent. And the lads don't do it like that, you know. Sun Yuna will tee off here. She's got a very, very powerful swing. You know, we have seen that. Uses a good amount of arm, a good amount of upper body on that. Yun Sua, also co-leader, aims for birdie on hole 10. Oh, I've got to say that would have been so amazing. But what a fancy effort from her. Just needs to clean that up with an even score, so she'll maintain her joint leadership, you know, right at the top along with Han Jin-seon. So no changes for them as far as that is concerned. Here's Jung Ji-ho as she tees off for hole number 10. Keep in mind the fact that hole 10, of course, does have its own fair share of challenges. It's a hollow in front of the green connected to the teeing area on the right side, so the fairway seems like it's floating. You need to drive that through, and a good amount of power behind that from Jung Ji-ho. Oh, absolutely marvelous effort from her. Now, the right dogleg hole is where the ball goes to the right, so you've got to get closer to the green. There are bunkers around, so you need to choose a point of attack that suits your style and skill level. And attacking the green is careful. You got to be careful with club selection. So Lee Ga-yong aiming for birdie on hole 10. It's got to be a narrow miss for her. So chance at tying at the top will still elude her for the time being. It's always going to be a tough call. And that's one of the fancy things about golf, isn't it? You do get your ups and downs, and there are good days and bad days. Han Jin-seon tees off for hole 10 as well. She's a joint leader along with Yun Sua, and then don't forget that Jung Ji-ho is grouped along with her as well. It's been marvelous play from Han Jin-seon, and you know, you don't see this too often. Absolutely wonderful, and I think the conditions just suit her perfectly. She's been very comfortable in her own skin. You can see that. She's enjoyed well her event, and yes, well, Huan Yunming. Huan Yunming, of course, one of my favorites. Always love to support her, to watch her. She's an absolutely fantastic talent. But this is Kim Hyo Moon, who of course tees off for hole number 1. Huan Yunming not making it through to the higher ground. That's been a bit unfortunate, you would think. And it's really Park Yun Kyung, Huan Yunming, and of course to a great extent Park Min Ji, Lim Hee Jong, just missing out here. So 3 golfers that I just spoke of that I do love to watch them in action, but then there are days when they shine, there are days when they can be, untouchable, and then there are days when they'll just fall, and it's all their own doing. So, you have highs and lows, and it depends on how you progress. Kim Si-yoon tees off for hole number 12. She's going into the 9 iron. Let's not forget she too is in tied third with that 9 under. I think the biggest mover in today, sitting there in tied third has been So Hee Bin. So Hee Bin has pulled in a 5 underscore, today. That's taken up to 9 underscore. And Lee Ga-young, well, not doing herself too many favors today, but she will have to live through the motions. Remember, there's 18 holes to play, and there's still a good bit of time. Lim Hee Jong, hole number 10. Looks to finish on par to maintain that 9 underscore. And that's a decent enough finish from her. Here's Han Jin-seon onto a second stroke for hole 10. 145 meters that she's looking to cover. Not the fanciest of efforts, but I think she'll be glad to just take that. We'll have to work towards finishing with an even score here. If she nails a birdie, I'm going to tip my hat off to her, but she's been in good form. Let's not forget she's only been able to pull a 1 underscore today, so has Yoon Soo-ah. But, well, the others have kind of, dropped out. Lee Ga-young has yet to make a splash. She did bogey that previous one. Or to be fair, Lee Ga-young, of course, has had an even score right through today. Hasn't really made any strides. But here's Jung Ji-ho. Still in tied third with that 10 under. Going in with the second effort. And also driving herself to a bit of a distance from the flagstick, just like a good mate Han Jin-seon. Kim Si-yoon finishes with a birdie on hole 12, which means that she's gonna go up the order as well. Very interesting play today. So here we look at it. Kim Si-yoon will restoring her 10 under along with Yoo Hyun-jo, Hyuda Bin, Lee Ga-young and Jung Ji-ho, and they sit in tied third. But Yoon Soo and Han Jin-seon are still up there with 11 under in tied first. And then you've got So Hee Bin, Lee Won, Seo Ji-hoon, Lim Hee Jong and Choi Hai-won with 9 under in tied 8. Now these are the big golfers that we're looking at in today's event. Yeah, you've got An Seong-gi, Choi Rim, with that 8 under sitting right behind. But I do believe with the amount of holes that are still left to be played, are we going to see a dark horse gallop across the finish line? I don't think so. None of the ladies are dark horses. They're absolutely fair maidens, aren't they? But having said that, and just to put it in a phrase, well, I do believe that the golfer with the most resilience will actually cap it off today. I'm not even saying skill. I'm not even saying, well, style, experience, nothing. This course has been about, to me, if you were a golfer and you got out there onto this course, it's been a frustrating event in the sense where everything that you've done doesn't turn out the way it would. I don't think in any of the events recently we've seen so many golfers missing their putts, but it's happened here. And that's when golfers need to dig deep. That's what I'm saying. Resilience. That golfer that digs really deep can absorb the ups and downs with the same level of, with the same temperament. I think that's what really matters. So to me, this probably makes it one of the most unique events of the year. So stay with us as we continue with the action of the 2025 Celltrion Queen's Masters. It's been a pretty fast day today. Just trying to make up for, I think, the last 2 days, the golfers, as well as time itself. Sion stepping it up here. Needs to work at a bit of a distance to earn an underscore. This is for hole 10. I think most of the golfers, of course, would like to play it cautious. That's what always happens in the finale on the final day. This is round 3. This is the final day for us in this event. And I do believe that well, taking risks is never a recipe, and that's exactly what I meant. So I think she's just going to play it safe, Sion, try and keep that even score. She does not want to lose her points tally, and I do believe it's the wise thing to do. Yun Sua, she's just a hole ahead of Sion. She's on to a second stroke for hole 11. Well, decent enough from her, but still needs a bit of hard work if she wants to earn an underscore here. Yoda Bean, who was also stellar in her performance yesterday. Fairly impressive. She kept it low, actually. Not too much of elevation on that, with that swing, and she just kind of kept her effortless. Well, that was fantastic placement from Hyoda Bin. Jung Ji-yo also aiming for birdie. She's in a very similar spot as Han Jin-seon was. Well, that's Cuban for her, but I do believe she was pretty much on track. May have been able to finish it with the birdie, but she'll settle for an even score here, and that'll keep her points tally intact for the time being. Got the exuberance of youth, Jung Ji-yo. Always delightful to watch her. Lee Ga-young here. Second stroke on hole 11, and she's just played a game of bowls. I don't know if you ever played it. In the backyard. I used to at my uncle's place a long time back. Not the toughest game to play, but really fun. Han Jin-seon needs to finish this on par to remain where she is on the leaderboard. Well, keeps it clean, nothing fancy, and I think she'll hold on to that top spot along with Yoon Soo-ah. So all the big movers from yesterday pretty much locked in battle here. Having said that, of course, I do miss some of the other favorites, including Yoon Ina. Now here's Yoo Hyun Jo going in with her tee off for hole number 12. Remember, she's well up there with the 9 under 2. So June. Well, started off, later yesterday, but has done exceptionally well. Now, as we look at that, fantastic placement from her. Absolutely fantastic. Lee Ga-young aiming for birdie on hole 11. Well, she's got the cheer of the crowd, and she's such a lovely girl. So happy to see her. Well, back up there, very sincere, very focused, and I do believe she's just done herself a real favor. So, Lee Ga-young pretty much restoring that, point that she had lost, and I think she'll be happy about that. So, all said and done, it's shaping up to be a very, very tight battle. I did not think that there were going to be so many golfers in the running, for the championship. I did think it was going to be split, but it isn't. It isn't. And here we have Han Jin-seon. She tees off for hole number 11. Well, she'll be fairly happy with her efforts. Jung Ji-ho will tee off next for hole 11. Remember, she's had birdies in both round 1 and round 2. I think she's just hit the woods. bit unfortunate for her. She was just going great guns. Yunsua looking for that birdie on hole 11. Well, that's just going to elude her, but she'll have to keep an even score if she wants to keep her, leadership intact. Yu Hyun-jo looking for a birdie on hole 12. Now that sailed past the hole. Well, didn't notice this earlier, but she's got a bit of knee support on. So Bang Shin-sil well grouped with Han Jin-seon and Jung Ji-ho. Well, this time it's a cat box for her, and I think, well, this hole is just going to be a bit of a bother. Let's not forget that she will have, of course, a stroke penalty there. She had to, well, tee off again.
공 하나 이상으로 가야 될 것 같아요.
Hyoda Bean looking to tie for lead if she can finish this with a birdie. Oh yes, she does. And Hyoda Bean is right up there now with tied first. Absolutely wonderful performance from her, and she's excited about it. Well, that is what is needed, and one of the most important things, of course, is, well, in this sport, I've always said this, temperament is such a huge part of play and such a huge part of your performance on the course. Yu Hyun-jo, can she move up to, up the leaderboard? Well, she will accept, the appreciation with gratitude. As long as she can keep those even scores and not bogey any of, her holes, I think she should be fine with that. Yes, Lee Ka-young getting ready to tee off. Just have a quick look at, how things have progressed. So we've got 4 players up there now in tied first, including Lee Ka-young. A decent, very decent effort from her. Lovely tee off. So here have been Lee Ka-young, Yoon Soo-ah, and Han Jin-seon currently in tied first. You've got a quartet there. It isn't a barbershop quartet, but hey, it could be a doo-wop one. Yes, Soo Ji-hoon aiming for birdie to move up to a 10 under. Well, almost had that within the palm of her hand. Up next, it's Yun Sua. She tees off for hole 12. Remember, it's a par 3 for the asking. Relatively small green due to the wide lake around it. It's got various pin positions. The difficulty level does change depending on the pin position. It's a hole where club selection, considering the height and wind, is very, very crucial. You've got to keep to the right side of the green, which has ample space in front and behind and a high back so that you can receive the ball. Also, the green does open up as you approach the front teeing area, so it's a bit easy to approach that. It's a bit of a tough position here. We did see that earlier, and I did say that Jung Ji-ho did hit the woods, and then she had a tee off again. Bit of a treacherous region there. I think she's just trying to gauge the situation. The fact is that the ball is closed in within the grass. It's kind of, I think for her to get a lift out of there might be just a tad bit difficult, so she's trying to gauge whether she can actually take the shot. Sometimes if it's trapped in, it becomes difficult. Now here's Han Jin-seon. Second stroke for hole 11. Once again, marvelous effort from her. She's just gone about, her entire performance today, staying consistent, not doing anything that could jeopardize her chances. Well, that is a dangerous area, isn't it? And her caddy just giving her a hand because it's on a slope and you could slip and fall and you wouldn't want to hurt yourself. I think they're definitely going to have a word with the official because it doesn't seem like a very favorable spot, and I don't think that Jung Ji-ho could work it from there as well.
8번 아이언 주세요.
좀 자신 있게 하는 쳐야 될 것 같아요.
Well, just a bit of a dark cloud for young Jung Ji-ho. She was going great guns. I think that, this could just be a bit of an undoing for her. Needs to get herself out of it, there's no doubt about it.
지금 많이 안 나가겠죠. 이 나무를 쳐서 가면
나무를 치기가 탄도가 안 나오는 거야. 콩부터까지.
Now remember, when you anchor yourself, it's kind of split because you're spending 50% of your attention on really anchoring yourself to the ground because it's uneven surface, and then the remaining 50% on your actual stroke. So it kind of takes away the focus that you would put onto your actual stroke. But I think for Jung Ji-ho right now, the main thing is to get out of the woods, and that's what she's going to try and do. It's a second stroke, so no stroke penalty here as of now. She's going to go with a power wedge to cover 97 meters. Oh, well done. Absolutely well done to get back on track. So she's back onto the fairways, and I think that that's just going to work well for her. So Jung Ji-ho just getting out of a trouble spot there, and she's done well. Was concerned about her when she was leaning down, and I think so was a caddy, which is why he was holding on to her arm tightly to help her balance. This is well played. Look at that form. Absolutely well played. Well, just did what was needed. And I think that that's worked in her favor. So, well, that won't find the target, but I think that she will be happy enough that she's got close to the hole. Zhang Jio moving on to her third stroke. 37 meters to the hole. Really, conquering the odds here. I think she's done well to get herself out of a trouble spot. So on to hole number 11. Well, she's got herself onto the green. I think she was not taking too many chances. A little apprehensive, with that stroke.
확실하게 있어. 내리막도 있어갖고. 내리막 끝까지. 내리막? 거기 지나가. 옛날에 있어. So the leaderboard definitely still, very much, a mixed bag if you ask me, and it's still anyone's, championship. It's anyone's tournament to win. Just looking at how things have panned out. Now, Yun Sua is the only one who's still stuck there at the top spot because she's got a 12 under. But then you've got the tied second with Hyoda Bin, Lee Ga-young and Han Jin-seon, 11 under. They are breathing down, you would think they are breathing down the neck of Yun Sua, and yes, they most certainly are, because they've still got a lot of holes to play for. And then you've got that fifth position where Zhang Jio is, and she'll look to maintain that if she can keep an even score on the current hole she's on, which is hole number 11. Did have a few obstacles there. And then you've got the tied sixth, which there's if to be rightfully put, there's a sextet in there. You've got An Song-yi, Kim Shi-yoon, Si Ji-yoon, Lee Yi-won, Yoo Hyun-jo, and Choi Hai-won, who are all with 9 under. And then very close behind, you've got the 8 underscores, which is in tied 12th, Yoo Ji-na, Son Yi-bin, Choi Ye-rim, Lee Chae-yoon, and Lim Hee-jong. So it's anyone's event to win. Lee Chae-yoon, did have a really, really good outing yesterday. She's up to, an 8 under today. She's got a 2 under score. So I think it's been good for her. And Lee Ga-young, of course, coming into her own as well. Han Jun-seon next. Oh, that's going to just veer away a bit from the direction she would have wanted. Oh, that is stunning. What a lovely way to go. Yoon Soo-ah, he's just going, you know, in leaps and bounds with what she's doing here today, and she's suddenly turning out to be, well, the golfer in the limelight. Jung Ji-oh looking to finish on par for hole number 11. Oh, that's going to be a bit of undoing for her. I can't help but feel a tad bit awful for her. Yoda Bean. Did exceptionally well to move into that, you know, well tied second. Puts herself at a bit of a distance from the flagstick. But she's gone about her business in a very, very calm manner. She's enjoyed her day so far. And I do believe that there's every chance that she could get, you know, even better. But Jung Ji-oh, she's just had a few worries. Will end up bogeying the 11th hole. But did come out of the thick when she got into the woods. And I think she did that exceptionally well. So it'll be a point dropped for her. But she'll have to keep it together because she's still got a lot of holes to play for. Lee Ga-young, she's just narrowly missed it. Wang Yu-min, well, we've been missing her today. Aims for birdie on hole 18. She's up there with a 7 under and just missed out. Just been a tad bit unfortunate for Wang Yu-min. Nicely done. Lee Ga-young will hold on to an even score here. So Park Min-ji finishes the final round with 38 on the out, 35 on the in and a 3 under. She's got a smile there for all her fans. Hasn't been the brightest day for her. Had a whole lot of challenges. Oh, I do love the look of that. Absolutely stunning, isn't it? You can see the clouds move in the waters, and thanks to the drone. Absolutely fascinating shot that is. You gotta thank our drone operators and our cameramen. I've always said this, you know, they are the ones who really make each event so special. You know, the production crew, always the unsung heroes, but fantastic work being done here. Time for Han Jun-seon to further, well, her destiny. She will tee off for hole number 12. Remember, she's holding 11 under here. Well, just away from the cat box, and I think that should serve her well. She won't be too concerned about it. Here's Sonia Bean. And she finishes with a birdie. That should put a smile on her face. So 32 on the out, 35 on the in, finishes with 9 under. Not a bad way to go. It's been a very good performance from her as she gets done with her day. But we've still got the others going for gold. And here we have Bangchan Sil. Very well played. Lovely tee off here from Bangchan Sil. Needed to travel a bit more. Jung Ji-ho needs to be careful with this as she tees off for hole number 12. This isn't turning out to be a day. She's hit the water hazard there, and she knows it. I can't help but feel really awful for her. You know, she's, well, with any of the golfers, they go through a tough time, and it's always going to be, well, to hit a water hazard, it's a bit of a wet blanket, isn't it? Literally. And here we have a bit of joy right here on hole 13. Well, some of our golfers really yesterday, you know, we didn't have a focus on them for too much, but what a way they performed, and they've just gone up the ranks, up that leaderboard. So Jung Ji-ho, a bit unfortunate for her. You know, hole 12, you know, although it's a par 3 for the asking, one of the biggest problems in this is you have to target the right side of the green, because if you don't do that, you are going to hit that water hazard. So it's a bit of a tricky hole, and I think, well, she'll have a stroke penalty, that's for certain. As you can see it, if you just look at it, if you are going to hook it, it can be really, you know, bad for you. So here she is on to her third, you know, stroke. She's had, well, a double stroke penalty, you would think, but actually it isn't just a stroke penalty. She's got herself onto the green here. She has escaped, well, the water hazard, but that's just going to get her to drop down the points, and she was such a big mover here today. Oh, really unfortunate for Jung Ji-ho. I do like her. She's such a lovely golfer. I mean, I would feel the same way about any of the golfers, actually. You know, in the final round, you hit the hazards, and it's just, it's just terrible. So Yoon Soo-ah, second stroke for hole 13. She's still the joint leader there. Well, this time stays away from the beach, but she's just sitting outside the green as well. Lee Ga-young needs to get out of the cat box. Second stroke for hole 13. She's going in with a power wedge, 115 meters. Kim Shi-yoon aiming for birdie on hole 14. Well, she won't find it, but she's still keeping herself in good stead here, as long as she can avoid bogeying any. Very well placed, and a terrific effort there. And unfortunately, that ball is going to walk away from the tin cup. Han Jin-seon, not too impressed, I'm sure. So Ji-yoon, she's been a steady mover, and she'll go up to a 10 under here. Absolutely well done. Chung Ji-ho up next for hole number 12. Well, I don't think I would have said this earlier, but I was about to say she needs to bogey this one just to keep her points intact, and a double bogey is just going to be really disastrous for her. It's not going to work, and she'll have to work very hard to uplift herself back again. Definitely disappointment here, there's no doubt about it. Was hoping to have got the job done. And Park Hyun-kyung finishes with 36 on the out, 34 on the in, and 7 under overall. That's pretty much the event done for Park Hyun-kyung. Also Park Min-ji finishing her event today. Here's Bang Shin-sil still with it, and it's on to an effort for birdie on hole 12. Oh, that's a narrow miss. Just about kissed the rim of it. We'll have to settle for an even score. It's a bit of a tricky hole here. You know, if you just look at it, it kind of slopes towards the left, but at the same time it also slopes towards the right, and there's just one high point. Yoon Soo-ah gets out of the rough. And the caddy just waiting for traffic to pass through. So Ji-yoon teeing off for hole 15. It's a par 3 for the asking, has 10 under in the bag. I think she just might have hit the beach as well. Not a bad finish at all, and Han Jin-seon will be happy about that. Kim Shi-yoon teeing off for hole 9. She's got 9 under, but just missed out recently and had to drop a point as well. Oh, that is phenomenal. What a fantastic bit of work from Kim Shi-yoon.
Almost nailed the hole in one. Almost. Just went about, her entire round 2 yesterday in a very calm manner. I think was really quite a study, in spirit to watch. Now here's Jung Jeo, hole number 12, has to finish this, and it is a double bogey for her. It's just going to see her drop down the order on the leaderboard. Well, not much that she'll be able to do about it. She's still got a few holes, 6 holes left to play for, and I think that's going to be interesting. That's a bit of a bad moment for her, and I think she understands it. Yun Sua looking to finish on par for hole 13. And for the first time today, this is turning out to be a challenge for her. She too will drop a point. Let's not forget that she is the leader, but she'll set herself back into a tied second, Yun Sua, because she will end up bogeying, the 13th hole. It's over to Hyoda Bin. Needs to get out of the beach on hole 14, second stroke. Lee Ga-yong looking to finish with the birdie on hole 13. Just a bit of disappointment for her as well. And teeing off for hole 13 now is Han Jin-seon. Han Jin-seon's done extremely well here today. Lee Mi-jong goes next, aiming for birdie on hole number 13. And she's nailed that well. Finally breaking into a smile today. Always has a caddy to, just lighten the moment. That's what caddies do, isn't it? Hyoda Bin. And she's flown the green with that one a bit too thick, with that effort. I was just looking back at caddies, and now caddies are, you've got 50% golfer, you've got 20% equipment, and then you've got 30% caddy. Caddies can be your confidant, your friend, your guide. Yun Sua, however did that happen? That's going to be, well, that's just going to be disastrous for her, because it's going to be a double bogey now. But you just think about it, and you will see, of course, that, and whenever you're really down, you need somebody to lift you up, somebody to rebound stuff off, a bit of frustration that, you've had with a couple of holes. And that's where caddies play a very important part, especially I would say the more experienced caddies, because they understand. And many of them put them on a golf course, and they'll give some of the best golfers a run for their money. They're that good. I've seen that myself. It's just that they choose not to be a part of the competition, but they've been there, they've seen it all, they've practiced, they've helped. They're almost like coaches in a way sometimes, especially with the younger golfers.
who rely on them, and that's why they stay with those caddies pretty much through their whole career.
굿샷.
A double bogey, but Yun Sua, of course, will now move to a 10 under, and well, she really was ruling the roost for a bit, but it's going to be interesting to see how she gets back to form. One hole doesn't decide where you finish in a course, does it? Seo Ji-yoon needs to get out of the cat box. Second stroke for hole 15. Well, not a bad effort to get herself out of a tough spot. Lee Ga-young teeing off well. Here we have it, the new leaderboard. Hyoda Bin, Lee Ga-young and Han Jin-seon in tied first with 11 under. Seo Ji-yoon, Choi Hai-won and Yoon Soo-ah, who's dropped 2 points now in tied fourth with 10 under. Son Ye-bin with Choi Rim, sitting there along with An Sung-yi, Kim Min-byul, Lee Won, Kim Shi-yoon, Lim Hee-jong and Yoo Hyun-jo, who are all the rest in tied seventh with the 9 under. A very interesting turn of events. We really weren't expecting it. To turn out like this, but it has, and it'll be even more interesting to see how we progress, through, well, the next few, well, holes. I just got myself a cup of Joe. Don't know if that's your adrift, but it certainly is mine. And in whenever I'm in Korea Republic, well, the first thing you want to do is I go to a convenience store and I pick up, cold brew coffee. Some of the finest cold brew coffee in the world is available here. It's just top quality, and the pricing is just so affordable. You can tank up on it, and you don't even get a caffeine, buzz from it. It's just an amazing quality of coffee that you get here. I do love it. My friends here are all, including a lot of the production crew, a lot of coffee people here, so it's always good to have, company like that. Han Jin-seon still a joint leader with that 11 under after Yoon Soo-ah dropped off, the top onto a second stroke for hole 13.
너무 멀어졌다.
Bang Chun-sil up next. A lovely placement there from Bang Chun-sil, and she will win the appreciation for it as well from, the fans. So family, friends and fans are all here today. It's a packed house, as I said. There's a big crowd, and when we get to the clubhouse for that last play, it's going to be interesting to see how many are there. Yes, Soo-jun. Oh, just a narrow miss for her. She's been actually going from strength to strength. Started off very well yesterday. Had a great late afternoon session. It was interesting watching her, and we did catch glimpses of what she was doing. Now, Hyoda Bin, also a fantastic mover. Here she is. Hole number 14. Looking to finish well on par. Well, that ball's not going to travel too far. Well, nicely done here. And quick appreciation as well. She'll be happy about that. Meanwhile, An Song-yi aiming for birdie on hole number 18. Will give herself a good chance if she finishes with a 10 under, but it looks like she'll keep an even score here to end play. She's had a few good moments yesterday, had some fantastic bits of play. So 33 on the out, 35 on the in, had a double bogey in there that marred her performance, but otherwise it's a 9 under, and she should be proud. Meanwhile, Hyoda Bin, well, bogeys the 14th, will drop to a 10 under, but that's still going to keep her in the running, for the tournament win. Han Jin-seon on hole 13 has to get off the border and into the tin cup. Oh, she did come close. She did come close. She's just been very, very good with the performance today. So she'll keep that even score, Han Jin-seon. Yoon Soo-ah getting out of the cat box on hole 14. Just trying to figure out whether she went from one beach to the next. That's beach hopping, literally. Bang Chun-sil aiming for birdie on hole number 13. It's another narrow miss for her. Lee Ga-yong, second stroke for hole 14. Choi Hai-won will tee off for hole 15. She's got a 9 under score. She's done very well today. She's gone in with a 9 iron. Well, she stayed out of trouble on this one, so no worries at all. No need to tan on the beach at this point of time for Cho. Yun Sua up next. Will need to get out of the beach for hole 14. Remember, she has to tread carefully. Has already dropped 2 points. Well, that's an excellent effort, and this is really her skill, you know, at its best. Yura Bean now tees off for hole 15. Remember, she's carrying a 10 under, goes in with a 9 iron. Something well just tells me that this, might lead to a playoff or a tiebreaker. We will find out as we get through, the next few. Well, events here today. Lee Ga-yong. Will attempt a birdie here on hole 14. Keep in mind the fact that she's got a good bit of distance to cover. This is a tricky hole. You do have, a bit of an uneven green here, with intention, that is. Blame the designer, don't ask me. Well, it's just genius the way, the golf architects put the courses together. It's just outstanding. Well, did gauge the turn of the ball well, but I think, that just turned a little bit later than she would have expected. Good opportunity to make hole 14 count for Han Jin-seon. She's gained a good bit of distance on the fairways as well. That traveled very, very close and traveled comfortably, but it won't hit the destination right here on hole 18. Up next, it's Lim Hee-jong aiming for birdie on hole 14. Oh. Such a well-crafted putt from her. Such a well-crafted putt. And she'll clean that up nice and easy. Yun Sua looking to finish on par for hole number 14. She needs to. She cannot afford to bogey this, or she'll just drop down further on the leaderboard, and I don't think that that would be well advisable for her. A good bit of confidence behind that. A good bit of confidence, and Yun Sua does well. So no double bogey here for her, and I think she'll just be happy to have escaped that. Kim Min Byul. We missed her today. Aims for birdie on hole 18. She's had an interesting day. And that's a disastrous miss. Would have loved to have finished with a 10 under. And she's finished with 32 on the out, 37 on the in. She's had 3 bogeys in there that really upset the apple cart for her. Finishes her event with a 9 under. But Kim Min Byul, she's had a good day yesterday as well as today. Lovely scenic view of the area surrounding the golf course. You've got the traffic moving down there on the road. You've got a huge amount of trees, forestation, hills. It's absolutely stunning. You can see those tunnels right below the hills that the traffic goes into. Very picturesque, as I've always said this. Golf courses with a drone always look like Legoland. Constructor Legoland. I don't know if you've ever been to one of those. I've been to an amusement park in Asia, which was Legoland, and it's absolutely stunning. If you're a fan of it, you should go. Choi Rim looking to finish on par for hole 18. She's got 9 under in the bag, and yes, she'll keep that score untouched. So she finishes with 35 on the out, 33 on the in, and a 9 under. Also had 3 bogeys in the first 9 that were her undoing. And Jin Sean gets ready next. Needs to cover 128 meters. We'll go in with an 8 iron. Well, very, very decent placement from her. And that's just missed it. That's just missed it. That ball would not listen to the audience today.
괜찮을 것 같아. 어디까지? 여기 밟아도.
밟아도
거기 밟아도 돼.
And that's another fine move from her. And Usman finishes with 69, 73, and 76 consecutively, and a 2 underscore. Not the brightest, but she will get done with the day, and we'll live to see another one. Quick smiles all around, and a quick hug for Park Ji-young. Well, all said and done, it's certainly shaping up to be a tough one here.
아니 바로다. 느낌 오는 데랑 쳐다. 이 느낌 들어가면 쳐.
아니 여기 7.5까지가 있더라고.
걔 진짜 뭐?
Picture of concentration.
아 들어가도 돼.
And that's finished nice and easy. So Cho certainly has a reason to be happy. She's had a very, very fruitful outing so far today.
실력이 몇이에요?
Up next, there might be room for change here as we move on with our coverage of this event, and that should pretty much do the trick for her to set her in good stead. I think she's been trying to make a lot of a difference here. Here have been teeing off for hole 15. It's going to be Lim Hee Jong. We'll go in with the power wedge. Well, that's going to stay nice and hard. Living life a tad bit dangerously. Lim Hee Jong. Very nicely done. Just what the doctor ordered for Bounce and Sill. Lim Gaeong gets ready to tee off for hole number 15. Goes in with a yes, Hyo Jun-sun. Hyo Bin, sorry. Oh, that's very well done. Absolutely in control of that, Hyo Bin. Yun Sua teeing off for hole 15 as well. Remember, she's got a 10 under score. Picture of concentration here, and that's what is so needed. And that's well played, very, very well played if you ask me, Kim Si-yoon. So now she's got 5 birdies and all and 1 bogey. She's still the joint leader with 11 under and still, well, I think 2 more holes to play for.
And she's found her way through. So Han Jin-seon, well, just coming into her own after, well, she did sit it out for a good bit of time. And she's got the shades on as well. You know, just going to run you through the temperature, which I think has just shifted a little bit. Picture of concentration here. Needed to gauge that well. And that's an absolutely marvelous putt from her. Also, a quick check on the weather conditions, which would have changed. It's still 30 degrees Celsius. Temperature has moved out to about 1.2 miles. Han Jin-seon claiming the top spot with that putt on hole 14. And she, of course, is now 12 under. Kim Si-yoon and Lee Ga-young in tied second with 11 under. And then, of course, you've got the rest of the chasing pack. You know, with Hyoda being in tied fourth with 10 under, and then Yoon Soo-ah along with Hyoda being there. But in tied sixth, you've got Choi Yi-rim, An Sung-yi, Son Ye-bin, Kim Min-byul, Seo Ji-yoon, and Yoo Hyun-jo, Choi Hai-won, and Lim Hee-jong. Of course, some of them have finished their day's event. Stay with us, don't go anywhere, as we continue with our coverage of the 2025 Queen's Masters Celltrion, championship that's being played at the Seongmunan Country Club.
Yun Sua looking to finish on par here for hole 15. And things just not going her way. Just getting derailed there. She will bogey this, which means she drops to a 9 under. Well, she was the leader for a while, and that's 3 points just shaved off for her. I don't think it's been the, best moment for her, but all said and done, well, she'll have to soak it in. Lee Ga-young goes next as she aims for birdie on hole number 15. And Lee Ga-young, I think, just going in leaps and bounds ahead now. Now, keep in mind the fact that she is the current leader. She was tied first there with Han Jin-seon, but it's been a very, very good effort from her. And I do believe we are going to be looking at a couple of changes now in this tournament. But she was, yesterday itself, was just showing that she was hungry for the win. Lim Hee-jung up next. And she's done well too. So a lot of our golfers here today actually, tripping the light fantastic, in the sense what I'm trying to say is that they have, unexpected performances. Some have really put on a great show. Han Jin-seon has been one of the big movers. She too was, queen of the leaderboard for some time. She's currently the joint leader there with Lee Ga-young. She's going in with a 9 iron. She's had a birdie and an even score in round 1 and round 2 respectively on this hole. Oh, very well done. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful here. And Han Jin-seon knows that she's just got to crack off a shot. So just looking at our past winners here, in this event this year in 2025, and not in the Celltrion Queen's Masters, but just all the events that have gone by. Park Bo-kyum started, her journey with a Blue Canyon Ladies Championship win, and she inaugurated the start of the KLPGA 2025. And then Lee Won has won a hat-trick of events. Kim Min-joo has also won, along with Kim Min-sun and Park Hyun-kyung and Jeon Young-ji winning the last one. So teeing off here for hole 15, Bang Chun-sil. And she's hit the cat box. Let's not forget that Bang Chun-sil won the Nexen St. Nine Masters on the 20th of April. They had a very good performance there. It was a 900 million Korean won event. And then also Lee Chae-yoon up next. She's dropped to an 8 under. Had a good showing yesterday. Will aim for birdie on hole 17. And she'll move back up to a 10 under. Well, let's not forget that Park Hyun-kyung, who finished off her day's event, her event this time around today, she did win the E1 Charity Open on the 25th May, and Jong Yoon-ji, of course, winning the Suyuk Bank MBN Ladies Open on 1st June. But the golfer to watch here today, Lee Ga-young, along with Han Jin-seon, it's turning out to be a bit of a battle between these two, golfers.
그래 탑은 살짝 넘어가야 될 것 같아. 실례하겠습니다.
Jung Ji-oh. She's at the water, she's at the beach, she's at the woods. She started off with such flair, but this day is just gone, long and winding for her. Oh, beautifully done. Lovely effort from her to get herself out of the beach. Hyora Bean. So while we look at Hyora Bean and while we look at the other golfers, was just looking back at Park Min-ji, and recently had read a piece on her. Well, Lee Dong-gyun, we've been missing her. Well, she's here with the third stroke on hole number 18. And this is one of the things about Lee Dong-gyun in recent times. She's always up there. She always makes the final cut, but just does not get to the finish line. But she's so consistent. She's a very, very strong golfer. Yoon Soo-ah, second stroke on hole 16. Well, I don't think, she can still, if she just manages to do 16, 17, and 18 well, she can still put herself up there into a winning spot. But she was in the lead. She had 1 foot across the finish line for just a little bit before those 3 points just vanished into thin air. Now, Park Min-ji was very determined to challenge Korean golf history and face 5 consecutive wins in a single tournament. Remember that the Celltrion 25 Queens Masters is what she was looking at. She won Park Min-ji won the tournament in 2021, and then she won it for 4 consecutive years until last year. And she really was looking at making it a quintet, a record of 5 straight wins at the same tournament. But this year she had to dip out, which is why she had a smile on her face when she actually walked off when she finished today. Here's Han Jin-seon looking for the outright lead. If she finishes with a birdie on hole 15, it's an absolute chance for her to do that. Needs to think this through very, very carefully. No impulse here. What a narrow miss. What an opportunity to have just claimed the lead here. Han Jin-seon. A bit unfortunate for her. Here's Kang Chae-yeon aiming for birdie on hole 18. So Kang Chae-yeon finishes her day's event, or her tournament this time. Kim Si-yoon aiming for birdie on hole number 17. She's still at that 11 under. And that ball, afraid of the dark here, there's no doubt about it. Oh, what a moment. She could have just finished that, and well, she'd be up to a 12 under. So it's just those moments, but she's still keeping that 11 under and in tied third. That bogey on hole number 13 just kind of marring her performance. Yoda Bain aiming for birdie on hole number 16. And a narrow miss for her as well. Very interestingly, was looking back at Lee Ga-yong, and the last time that she won, was quite a while back at the Lotte Open on the 7th of July 2024. The year's Lee Dong-gyun looking to finish her day's event. And yes, she has. So Lee Dong-gyun finishes with 9 under, 36 on the out, 33 on the in, 3 birdies in there on, the back 9. And this is what I was trying to say. She's such a strong performer. Always consistent, comes so close to actually finishing. Pretty much the bridesmaid of the KLPGA, if you ask me. And she certainly needs to get past that tag, certainly needs to break through that, to start winning titles. So the 2025, Queen's Masters Celltrion title still up for grabs. Hole number 16, Yoda Bain finishes with an even score. Lee Ga-yong up next, second stroke for hole 16. She's still the joint leader with Han Jin-seon, and it looks to be like it's brewing to be a battle between these two. Who will make a mistake? Who will keep themselves steady? I think that's the big one. Well, did she hit the cat box? I think she's just outside it. We will find out as she gets closer. Ryo Seung-hui, third stroke on hole 18. Ryo Seung-hui, of course, dropping to a 5 under, but that's a very good placement from her onto the green. Very nice approach shot. Han Jin-seon, she's the joint leader, tees off for hole 16. Lee Chae-yoon, the third stroke. And that's how close we've got to, well, the competition. Meanwhile, Yoon Soo-ah looking to dig deep here, get back to that form that she was in the earlier part of the day. Third stroke on hole 16. Oh, that's fantastic from her. Has set herself up for a birdie, and that just shows that she just might be back to the form that she was in a while back. Choi Min-kyung, third stroke for hole number 9. Well played by her. So Lee Ga-yong and Han Jin-seon continue with their battle. They are both through hole 15 and they are stuck on 12 under. Kim Si-yoon is in third with 11 under. Kim Si-yoon can challenge the top, and it's left to be seen whether she does that. A very, very interesting turn of events, and really looking to see whether things turn around in favor of any of the golfers who are in tied third. Lee Ga-yong, she's on a third stroke for hole 16, and it's all going to boil down to, these two golfers. Well, I think she's just got a bit too much of club on that, and she's flown the green. She might miss out on a chance for a birdie, but will have to play very cautiously. Now remember, she's in there with Yoon Soo-ah, and everything that Han Jin-seon and, well, Lee Ga-yong do now will affect their standing. Yoon Soo-ah is still very much in there. She's still on hole 16. Choi Min-kyung will aim for birdie on hole number 9. Choi Min Kyung finishes with 35 on the out, 33 on the in, and a 5 under score. Meanwhile, here's Yun Sua. And that's a nice finish from her. Finishes with a birdie, so she gains, she's got 10 under, and was just talking about this. Now she's got 2 holes left to play for, and if she excels in those, she'll be back up there in the spot, or back up in contention for the title. Lee Yvonne will have to finish her day. She'll try and do that with a birdie. It's been an interesting tournament for her. She's still got a hat-trick of wins this year, and she does finish with a birdie to finish with 9 under. Always a joy for her. 66 in round 1, 71 in round 2, 17 in round 3, and a smile because she's finished with a birdie, 9 under her overall score. She'll be happy about that, because remember, all those points do add up at the end of the year when it comes to the race for the top. As of now, it's still the winner of this event that we are focused on, and we've got few golfers left in the fray. Here's Han Jin Seon. She goes on to a second stroke for hole 16. Gets a decent amount of distance on the fairways. That's just going to sail close to the flagstick. Lim Hee Jong will aim for birdie on hole 16. She's done well to pull one in. She's got 2 holes more to play for as well. So Lim Hee Jong also uplifting her performance, giving herself a shot in the arm. So over to Lee Chae-yoon as she chases a birdie on hole 18 to finish off her tournament. Oh, what a miss. You can't help but feel bad for her. Well, that was just too close. And that slope, as you can see, moving towards the right where the ball moves in that direction. It's just got it in easy. We'll finish with an on-par. So Lee Chae-yoon finishes with 35 on the out, 34 on the in, 9 under overall in this tournament. And, well, she did perform very well yesterday, and Lee Chae-yoon should be proud of herself. But Bang Chun-sil, well, I was so eager to see her, move towards a tournament win, but she's down to a 6 under on hole 16. Hasn't done herself any favors. It's been a tough day for her, and from what would have been, well, the favorite to have claimed the tournament after yesterday's performance, it's just turned inside out for her. She's on to the rough here for hole 16. She's got 2 more holes to play for after this, and well, a tournament win definitely out of the question for her, unless something disastrous happens with the other 2 golfers who are in the lead currently. Same goes for Jung Ji-ho. It hasn't been a great, day at the office today. Started off well, but it just kind of petered out as the day, progressed. Ryo Seung-hui aiming for birdie to finish off her tournament's efforts. It's been an interesting one for the Celltrion Queen's Masters 2025. And there's definitely a bit of joy in everything. 73 in the final round. Not her best, but she finishes with a 6 under. Had a great round 1 and round 2. But in round 3, well, just, not really performing her best. Had too many obstacles to overcome. Han Jin-seon. Oh, that is terrific placement. And that from the crowd will say it all. Terrific placement from her. And she knows it. She knows that she's on to something special here today. Very well done. Absolutely well done. She should be proud of that. Kim Chi-yoon, third stroke for hole 18. She could finish with a 12 under if she plays this safely. Well, there she is, getting close to the clubhouse to finish her day's or her tournament's efforts. Always an interesting one. Choi Hai-won. Puts herself in contention of a very good finish in the event. She has played well. There's no doubt about it. So has Seo Ji-yoon, but Seo Ji-yoon is on to her third stroke for hole 18. 75 meters to the hole. Has had a very, very impressive performance in this event too. Hyoda Bean looking to finish with a birdie on hole number 17. We'll have to settle for an even score, there's no doubt about it. Lee Ga-young just looking through her notes. She's got 2 holes left. 12 under, joint leader with Han Jin-seon. She's had 2 bogeys in there, and as we can see, 5 birdies. It hasn't been a blemish-free day for her, but she's done well, just enough. She had an even score right through, and she's done just enough to keep her head above the water and stay on course for a title win. Here's Choi Hai-won. Finishes with an even score here. Let's not forget, just in case you're wondering, whoever lifts the trophy today, if you get close enough to it, you'll be able to see images of Park Min-ji there, because she's won it 4 consecutive years. 21, 22, 23, 24. Think about it. This could have been her 5th year. And she did smile when she finished her tournament today, and she knows she just missed out on making it 5 straight wins at the same event. Bang Shin-sil, third stroke for hole 16, and that's going to veer away from the destination. Hasn't done herself any favors today. It hasn't been her best outing, but she did really thrill everybody yesterday. Had 10 birdies, and that was really impressive from her. But sometimes you peak too early, sometimes you peak in the middle, sometimes on the final day it's somebody else who, steals the thunder. Now here's Kim Chi-yoon. She too was looking so good to have claimed the tournament today, but looks for a birdie on hole 18. Oh, that is a marvelous finish, and I think that she just put herself into a very strong position with a 12 under finish, 35 on the out, 32 on the in. Look at those birdies, 6 birdies and just 1 bogey. 12 under will keep her in waiting to figure out where she stands. You've still got Han Jin-seon and Lee Ga-young, who are at 12 under. If one of the two of them reaches the 13 under first and the other doesn't, well, it could be them to win. So let's find out how this progresses. Yoon Soo-ah, hole number 17. She's got herself just out of the green, and that's going to be a bit of a challenge to get up from that, well, downward slope, but she should be able to pull it off. Here's Seo Ji-yoon aiming for birdie on hole 18. And that's just gone past the destination. Lee Ga-young, her second stroke for hole 17. Decent placement onto the green. It's a 50-50 chance of an underscore or an even score finish here for her on that hole. Meanwhile, Bang Chun-sil aiming for birdie on hole number 16. Remember, she's down to a 6 under. She was the leader yesterday, or one of the 5 leaders, sorry, right at the top. She's missed out on a birdie, but she'll finish with an on par, and that's going to be the finish for Seo Ji-yoon. A very interesting tournament for her as well. 34 on the out, 36 on the in, a 9 under, but Kim Ji-yoon, it's going to be interesting to see where she finishes, because that 12 under, if the other two golfers finish with the 12 under, it's going to be a 3-way playoff. If Lee Ga-young or Han Jun-seon is looking very, very strong here today, and there's absolutely every chance that she might just claim, the spoils. It's all left to be seen. Will meticulously, plan out her putt before she can, progress further, because every move that she and Lee Ga-young make now will matter. It's been a while since Lee Ga-young last claimed a championship win. Just going to look back at that, and the last time was on the 7th of July 2024 at the Lotte Open. Since then, Lee Ga-young has not been able to lift a title, and I do believe that it's going to be very important for her if she can get back to winning ways. At the same time, Han Jun-seon aiming for birdie on hole 16, and this is to take the outright lead with a 13 under score. Let's find out how this pans out. Oh, that is stunning from her as she claims the top spot now. So Han Jun-seon in the lead with 13 under, 2 holes to play for. Lee Ga-young has still got to get through her hole number 17, but Han Jun-seon has claimed it. 2 holes left in the bag, and if she can hold on to that lead, there's every chance that she will win the title. Very quickly, let's look at the leaderboard for you. So Han Jun-seon with the 13 unders through hole 16. Kim Ji-yoon and Lee Ga-young, of course, in tied second. Lee Ga-young still has 2 holes to play for. Hyo Da-bin, Lim Hee-jong and Yoon Soo-an tied fourth with 10 under. Lee Dong-gyun finishing a day's event in tied seventh with Choi E-rim. And I do believe it's still a bit of a race there at the top, but Lee Ga-young along with Han Jun-seon are still the 2 golfers to watch. Stay with us, don't go anywhere, as we continue with our coverage of the 2025 Queen's Masters Celltrion being played at the Seongmunan Golf Course. And we are coming at you live from this very event, which is being played in Wolseong-ri, Wonju, Korea Republic.
뒤만 봐도 돼. 플레이하겠습니다. 이동 멈춰주세요. 플레이하겠습니다. 이동 멈춰주세요. Okay, 굿샷.
Han Jin-seon teeing off for hole number 17. She's got herself at a good bit of distance on the fairways. Interesting to see. Well, it's been a very good day at the office for her. She has enjoyed her time out. Kind of silently worked behind the scenes on round 2 and round 1 as well. But in round 3, she's just been shining bright. Yoon Soo-ah, who could have really been, the winner today. Well, she's done herself enough of good to get back to that 10 under score. Can she claim a birdie on hole 17? Well, this is so important for her because if she can, she needs to finish with the 12 under at least to give herself a fighting chance. Oh, that would have been a stunning finish. And she pretty much knows that she did let, that title win slip through her fingers when she just faltered in between, and she had that double bogey in there and then a bogey again, and that pretty much took off 3 points from her points tally. So I think Yoon Soo-ah will have to look back, and it's not going to be a great reflection because you know that you could have actually lifted that trophy at the end. She will finish with, she will clean this up with an own par, but that's going to keep her still stuck at about 10 under, and that's what she does. Not too difficult to polish that off. She's still got 1 hole left to play for, and if she can pull a birdie in that, she'll probably get herself up to 11 under. Keep in mind the fact that while we are still talking about the winners of this event, there's also going to be the runner-up positions available. So the prize money for the total event is 1.2 billion Korean won, or that's 1,200 million Korean won. Translated to 808 or converted to 885,334 USD. Lee Ga-young, hole number 17, needs to finish with a birdie to tie for the lead with Han Jin-seon. Oh, and she's just going to fall shy of that, which means she'll have to clean it up with an even score. Now she's got just 1 hole left to play for. She's still a point behind Han Jin-seon, and Han Jin-seon has got the advantage of a hole over Lee Ga-young. Well, so close to have, tied for that lead, and I think she's just going to feel, a tad bit awful about it. So we are getting close to the finish of the 2025 Celltrion Queen's Masters. Here's Lim Hee-jong now aiming for birdie on hole number 17. She's up to a 10 under, also needs to finish with a birdie in a very similar position where her good friend, that's just lipped out. That's just lipped out. Stranger things have happened on a golf course. So it's also going to be an on-par finish for her. 1 more hole to play for, and she's in a very similar spot as her good friend Yoon Soo-ah or a group mate. So let's look at the total prize money again. 885,334 USD. That is 1.2 billion. Or rather 1,200 million Korean won. The winner today will get 159,360 US dollars, which is about 216 million Korean won. The runner-up gets about 97,386 US dollars, which is 132 million Korean won. And then you get the second runners-up that will finish with 70,826 US dollars or 96 million Korean won. Hyoda Bean on to her third stroke for hole 18. She's got that 10 underscore that she's carrying. Now, the last winner, or last year, the winner was, Park Min-ji. And she won her 4th consecutive event. And then let's not forget Choi Rim came second with Lee Ji-young finishing 3rd. So interesting to see who will win it this year. Lee Won still has that hat-trick of wins that she won. And Jeon Young-ji, who could have won her 2nd consecutive title, she did dip out to the performance earlier today, but she won her 2nd career event at the Suyuk Bank MBN Ladies Open on the 1st of June. So here goes. So here goes Yun Sua with her efforts. Yoo Hyun Jo on to a third stroke for hole 18. So interesting turn of events here for us. While we of course get through this, let me remind you that we are coming at you live from Volsong Ri, and the Seongmunan Country Club has a very special name. The original name of course comes from the Castle Gate, which is what it's translated to in English. And it talks of the two huge rock walls that were similar to the gate that protects the village of Seongmunan. Now, Choi Hai-won moving in with the third stroke on hole 9. She's going to finish on hole 18, sorry. She's going to finish her day's event here today as well. So, this talks of that rock walls with the gate that protects the village, and Seongmunan means the village protected by the rock wall. Seongmunan, Country Club, operated by HTC Resort, which takes care of tons of other great golf, courses, has been listed as one of the top 10 Korean golf courses of the year last year, and that's only 2 years after it opened up in 2022. Lee Ga-young will tee off for hole 18. It's a par 5 for the asking. Let's also remind you that this course was designed by Ro Jun-taek, who is the CEO of Loga ENG, and strategic positions of the different holes, the pins and beautiful landscapes were actually a part of the plan. Vent grass with a double lawn was planted throughout the fairway to create a softer shot, and it provides a tee off every 10 minutes. The clubhouse, which used nature as an architectural element for inspiration, features modern architectural beauty, interior design, various artworks, and exotic rock gardens. It has a panoramic rooftop and a beautiful Italian restaurant called Fioretto, and a start house dedicated to golfers. Han Jin-seon with a second stroke on hole 17. She is the current leader with a 13 under score. Nice placement there onto the green for her. And while we talk of this course, let's not forget that the clubhouse that I just spoke about, well, that was actually an award-winning clubhouse. It received attention for its course management and foreign architecture. It's an eco-friendly clubhouse, and it's really something else to be here. So you have to take a trip here when you can. Han Jin-seon, 13 under, still leads the way on the leaderboard, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens between her and Lee Ga-young as we progress through this event. Also, very quickly, let me give you a bit of an update on what the weather has seemed like. It was a fairly interesting morning to start off with. Temperatures maintained itself at about 30 degrees Celsius. Wind speeds hovered between 0.8 to 1.5 for most part of the day, and now it's at 2 miles. So no problems at all, which is why a lot of the golfers have been getting those putts. The wind hasn't been playing truant or spoil sport, to them. Having said that, a look at the leaderboard once again will tell us Han Jin-seon is through hole 17. And if she can finish with a birdie on this, she can go up to a 14 under. Kim Si-yoon, of course, has finished her day's event, but she's got a 12 under, so she's still in tied second with Lee Ga-young. And that's interesting because Lee Ga-young is currently on her 18th hole. So if Lee Ga-young finishes with 13 under, and let's say that Han Jin-seon doesn't add another point to her tally, it'll go into a playoff. I'm just looking at the odds and the options. So if Han Jin-seon does add another birdie, and if she can stay ahead of Lee Ga-young, she'll win the tournament hands down. Stay with us to find out what the outcome of this event will be as the 2025 Queen's Masters Celltrion Open continues right here at the Seongmunan Country Club. So it's back to Han Jin-seon, aiming for birdie on hole number 17, and that is to extend her lead at the top. She's got just 2 career wins in there. In August 2022 she won the High Resort Women's Open, and in August 2023 repeated that. It's been a while since she claimed any silverware, and it will be very interesting to see if she does that. Well, she'll have to look for an even score finish here. Was also looking back at the Taiwan Ladies Professional Golf Association, where Hwang Yu-min won the 2025 Foxconn KLPGA, and that was, of course, just recently this year on March 2nd. And well, to be fair, it was Han Jin-seon who was in tied third with a par with an 8 under, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, there was also Lee Dong-gyun who finished tied third. Well, that's not going to find its way into the Tin Cup, but definitely an opportunity for Hyoda Bean to finish it with and on par, and I think that's exactly what she does. She should be proud. Hyoda Bean finishing with 67, 69 and 70 consecutively in the 3 rounds, finishes with a 10 under score, and moving on to another golfer who might have just missed the top spot. Now here's Yoon Soo-ah carrying the 10 under, second stroke on hole 18, 260 meters to the hole. So while Lee Ga-young looks to reclaim or to win her next piece of silverware after July 2024, Han Jin-seon really looking to claim a first piece in 2 years. The last time winning the High Resort in 2023. Choi Hye-won. And that'll put a smile on her face as she gracefully accepts the applause, finishes with 10 under, 68 in round 1, 68 in round 2 and 70 in round 3. It's been a good outing for her. So just a 2-way battle, still on here. Remember, Lee Ga-young missed out on tying at the top. Second stroke for hole 18. My favorite Formula One driver of all time, Ayrton Senna, once said that to finish second is to finish first among the losers, and the late Ayrton Senna, but I have a different take on that when it comes to golf. Here's Yoo Hyun-jo finishes with a birdie, and that's going to put a smile on her face as she ends the tournament's efforts. 9 under, 34 on the out and 36 on the in. She's had 2 bogeys in there and about 5 birdies. Very, very interesting finish from her, and she's a happy camper. There's no doubt about it. Now here's Lim Hee-jong, sorry. She goes in with a second stroke on hole 18. So I was just talking about that, the late Ayrton Senna analogy, and while Lim Hee-jong hits the, beach, it's time for us to also reflect on this. Golf doesn't work like that, because if you finish with the runners-up or the second runners-up, you still take away a chunk of the prize money, and you still are in the points, which are added up at the end for the championship or in the race for the biggest title. Han Jin-seon looking to finish this on par. She'll keep her leadership intact. She's got 1 more hole to play for, as she's got 13 underneath that cap of hers, and she will be happy about it. Well, it's been a while. It's been a while since she lifted any silverware, and I think that this could be such a great opportunity for her to perform. But Lee Ga-young, another very serious golfer. She always keeps that same disposition on the course every time she gets there. She's serious, she's sincere, she focuses. And here she is. It's a third stroke for hole 18. She'll aim for the green, there's no doubt about it. No chance of a layup here. Has put herself at a bit of a distance from the flagstick. Now, this last hole, the one closest to the clubhouse, where you finish it all, has not been the easiest for many golfers. Choi Haiwon was the only one to have got close to the flagstick in the last few that we've seen. So left to be seen whether Lee Ga-yong can finish with a birdie. If she does, she puts herself still in the running for the win, and that depends on how Han Jin-seon will play out her 18th hole. But Lee Ga-yong needs a birdie at all costs. If she finishes with an on par, then it's left to chance. Let's find out. Yoon Soo-ah up next. So Yoon Soo-ah onto a third stroke for hole 18. And that's going to put herself at a bit of a risk as she sits on the shoulder of the carpet. That's going to be a bit of a distance and quite a challenge to find, well, an underscore for her. Han Jin-seon teeing off for hole 18, and that's going to be probably her last bit of action unless she gets into a playoff or a tie or tiebreaker. Well, decent amount of distance on the fairways for Han Jin-seon. Lim Hee-jung needs to get out of the beach here. It's her third stroke for hole 18. Well, if she can get it close to the flagstick from here, she could finish off with the birdie for the day.
갤러리 여러분, 지금부터 19조 선수들을 소개해 드리겠습니다. 통산 2승, 올 시즌 대상 포인트 16위, 상금 순위 17위를 기록하고 있는 이가영 선수입니다. 이어서 2025년 정규 투어 시드 순위전 2위, 올 시즌을 도약의 계기로 만들겠다는
So Han Jin-seon still leading the way as the queen of the hill with 13 under. Remember, she's on to her last hole. Lee Ga-yong is as well, but Lee Ga-yong will finish before her. Kim Si-yoon has finished today's event with that 12 under. And if Lee Ga-yong will ties with Han Jin-seon, it's going to be a different story. Otherwise, Kim Si-yoon and Lee Ga-yong, if they finish with 12 under both, of course, Kim Si-yoon's already finished today's event. But, they would probably, well, tie in for that runners-up finish. Yun Sua up next, aims for birdie on hole 18 to claim that 11 under. It's a strong, confident push from her, and that she's going to sail past the destination. She'll have to find the tin cup with an even score here. There's no doubt about it. Jung Ji-oh, second stroke for hole 18. She's at that 6 under. Well, she was the golfer to watch this morning, and then of course hit the woods. After she hit the woods, she got back into the woods. After she got back into the woods, she hit the water. It's been a disastrous time for her. But here we go with the leader, Han Jin-seon, second stroke for hole 18. I would believe she'd be looking for a layup. Of course, it's a bit of a distance to travel, and she's done fairly well for herself. Meanwhile, Lee Ga-young, this is going to be the last bit of play for her in the day. Aims for birdie on hole 18. Needs to nail this. Oh, that's just unfortunate for her. She will clean it up and maintain that 12 under, where she stays with Kim Si-yoon in the runner-up position. But if Han Jin-seon falters, that's going to be a three-way playoff. So let's find out. So 12 under is what she finishes with. She should be proud. 66 in round 1, 68 in round 2. Round 3 not being the best with 70, but 12 under. And with Kim Si-yoon, she's in tied second currently. But it's been a very, very good effort from Lee Ga-young, and I've totally enjoyed watching her performance in this event. And Kim Si-yoon, well, the other who's tied in with her, just acknowledging that. So they're both in the runners-up finish. I must say Kim Si-yoon too, really a silent performer. She's done very well in this event. But here's Lim Hee-jong aiming for birdie on hole 18. And she will have to finish on par as well. So she'll finish with a 10 under, 67, 69 and 70 respectively in her 3 rounds. So Yun Sua finishes with 10 under, 68 in round 1, 66 in round 2, and her undoing was 72 in round 3. But what a performance from her. She led the way for a bit as well, sat at the top, dined at the top of the leaderboard just for about maybe 2 or 3 holes, but she's done well. Bang Shin-sil, well, I think it's been a disappointment for her, from being the best performer yesterday. Today, here she is with 6 under. She's on to her second stroke for hole 18. Well, the amount of disappointment and the amount that you have to deal with when you hit, the rough or bumps in the road on the course is really, really what makes golfers so strong mentally. And sometimes it's mind over matter. You can hit the purple patch at times, and sometimes you could be in the rose garden. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day how you finish, but it's all about how you journey through each and every golf course. There we have the exodus, that crowd which I spoke about, family, friends, fans, they're all here, big supporters. And the clubhouse, of course, is really full. I said it's eco-friendly, remember. It's a beautiful clubhouse. Won a design award and has won multiple, awards, as well as intrigue from different golf courses regarding how beautifully that golf clubhouse was put together. Here's Kim Si-yoon. Also, very quickly, let me remind you that, I did think that this event, round 1 and round 2 was so slow. Round 1 was at a snail's pace. Round 2 went off to a bit of a stroll. And we never thought it was going to be so competitive, but here we are now, stuck in between trying to figure out, will Han Jin-seon hold on to that 13 under and claim the title? 2 years since she's lifted the silverware, or will it be a three-way playoff? Let's find out. She's on to her third stroke, has got herself onto the green once again. Not the easiest approach shot, the 18th hole. Now she'll have to work hard for a birdie, but I think she's going to try and play it safe, because if she plays it safe, she'll still keep that score. Jung Ji-woo goes next. Jung Ji-woo up next here. She's had a challenging day, and we'll definitely need a nice frappe or a good cup of hot chocolate to cheer her up at the end of the day. But here's Bang Shin-sil. She also has had a rough day, and I'd make it a double hot chocolate for her. Well, if you didn't know this, well, chocolate does make you happy, doesn't it? It's actually scientifically proven. So all said and done, it's turning out to be, as I said, such an amazing event. And that's what happens with golf. You have bad weather conditions some days, and then you just have a great day of weather and a perfectly, a great round of golf. And then there are days like this where, you have 2 days of challenges, golfers missing their putts all along, and then you finally come to a day where golfers start getting it right. Wind conditions have been very, very supportive, I would say, of the event here today for the final round. And the temperature has been good. You've got the shades up there due to the sun, but it's been good. And Kim Si-yoon just taking a selfie there with one of her golf mates. Lee Ga-young sitting right behind her. Kim Si-yoon, of course, had, 5 birdies, or 6 birdies and a bogey in there. Great performance from her today. Bang Shin-sil.
갤러리 여러분, 마지막 21조 선수들을
Getting fairly close, but not close enough. She might be able to finish with an even score here.
상금 랭킹 32위, 평균 타수 23위를 기록 중인 한진선 선수를 소개합니다. 이어서 올 시즌 신인왕을 노리고 있는 신인상 포인트 2위, 대상 포인트 20위를 기록하고 있는 정지효 선수를 소개해드리겠습니다. 마지막으로 2라운드 10언더파로 코스 레코드를 기록했죠. 성문안에서 우승을 기록한 바 있는 방신실 프로를 소개해드리겠습니다.
어느 정도 보여? 들어오는 라인은 한 요 정도로 잡아도 되겠다. 요 정도까지 괜찮아. 이쪽으로 약간 지나오고 있어.
Han Jin-seon up next. But as I said earlier, I doubt she's going to really go in for the kill and aim for a birdie. She'll have to play it safe because she can't let... If she slips from that 13 under, it's going to be tough. And that's just gone past the destination. Now she's going to have to work really hard to finish on par. I would have believed if she had got it fairly closer to the flag stick, it would have been a lot easier for her. Definitely a good amount of pressure on her shoulders. She needs to finish this, and she needs to finish it well. Jung Ji-oh aiming for birdie on hole number 18. Now that ball, afraid of the dark. Things just haven't gone away today, and she knows that. Oh, it's been very hard for her. Would have wanted to have finished off her event with a birdie, but it's been a bit unfortunate for her. So 68 and 66 and then 76, and I think, her caddy knows that better. Oh, it's been such a trying time for her, but Jung Ji-oh doing really well to, just absorb it all. I can't help but feel bad for her. She really was shining through. Now all eyes here on Han Jin-seon. Well, Bang Shin-sil will go in with her effort first. It's a make or break for Han Jin-seon. Nail it with an even score and win the title. Bogey it and you're going to get into a playoff. And that's going to be tough. Because you've still got Kim Si-yoon and you've still got Lee Ga-yong right there. So Bang Shin-sil will finish off her tournament. It's been a trying one, but she's done well. She will get an applause from the crowd. She's had 2 bogeys and a buzzard in there, but a good finish from her in the end. So Han Jin-seon now, she is going to gauge the level of ground. She has to. This is so important. And a caddy will just telling her what are the trouble spots and where that incline or where that surface does slope upwards. It's right down the center, so she needs to add just enough of pressure but not go over that. This will probably be the most important part of her career, because it's really left to her to make or break it. Han Jin-seon needs to putt to win the tournament. Remember, there's a great amount of pressure on her shoulders. There will be expectations as well, especially from the fans who supported her all along. And she's just bogeyed that. And she may have just let that tournament slip from her hands. Oh, what an ending. What an ending this is turning out to be. So we are going to be looking at a playoff regardless. Needs to finish this, and she does with a bogey. So now it's a 3-way affair, because Han Jin-seon finishes with 68, 66 and 70 and an overall score of 12 under. She's now tied with Lee Ga-yong and with Kim Si-yoon, and we do get into a tiebreaker. Oh, I couldn't have written this story differently. Stay with us as we continue with the action right here at the 2025 Celltrion Masters. This is such a turning point when she bogeyed that. And I think that expression says it all. Just let the tournament slip from her hands, but that's what happens in a round of golf. What a moment. What a moment for her. So here she is along with Kim Si-yoon, who'll be up next for the tiebreaker, and Lee Ga-yong. Lee Ga-yong gets another shot at glory now.
한진석 프로님 353570. 네, 수고하셨습니다.
박사님은 이동하시죠.
나중에.
패디분이랑 같이 가세요.
갤러리 여러분, 잠시 후 이곳에서 연장전이 펼쳐질 예정인데요. 이 대회가 끝난 이후에 시상식 이후 갤러리 분들의 경품 대상 추첨이 있겠습니다. 이 갤러리 분들께서 아주 기대하실 만한 경품이 준비되어 있으니까요. 대회 끝까지 함께 즐겨주시면 감사하겠습니다.
이사장님, 화이팅!
So the playoff for the 18th hole, it's a par 5 for the asking. Han Jin-seon, Lee Ga-young and Kim Shi-yoon. 3 competitors in there. Let's find out how this well pans out.
말이 시간 했다고. 얘는 프로 안 관둘 거니까.
And that's the moment when Han Jin-seon opened up the tournament all over again for a 3-way affair. Makes it more exciting for us, but now the pressure is on her. Very interesting because Lee Ga-young and Kim Shi-yoon also in there now.
야, 대모치, 빨리 와. 일로 와. 잡아.
아드지 거기 나한테 있어. 다 있어.
오빠 야드지 제가 오빠한테 줬어요.
이거 받았어.
감사합니다.
펜 있어? 연필 없지.
연필 없어. 아, 일단 연필.
나도 그래? 얘랑도 처음 나와. 잘해봅시다.
Kim Shi-yoon to tee off first in the playoff.
오케이. 좋아.
It's a good effort from her to gain a bit of ground on the fairways. Now keep in mind the fact that, well, she's got the ball to travel. Lee Ga-young will go up next.
굿볼.
So Lee Ga-young also traveling the distance. Kim Si-yoon, of course, did shoot a 17 under par, under 196, following a very few good rounds that she had, and that was to win the 5th Dream Park Amateur Cup in 2024. Let's not forget that she was the 2020 LPGA Player of the Year. Kwon Jin-seon teeing off as well. So off we go with the ladies. 4 more strokes to find out the destiny of one of these 3 golfers as the title winner. There will be no walking, no trotting along, as the buggies will do the needful here. I was about to say 3 coins in the fountain, but no, it's 3 balls in the course, and that's exactly what it is as we get through this. Just a little bit on Kim Si-yoon. She's won a total of 17 professional titles, including 12 on the LPGA Tour and 5 on the KLPGA Tour. Her notable achievements, of course, included that 2020 Women's PGA Championship, her first major title, and she was named the 2020 LPGA Player of the Year. So she's quite a talent to watch, Kim Si-yoon. She's just flown under the radar for a short period of time, but today it could be her day. It could be Lee Ga-young, or it could be Han Jin-seon.
77.
볼 보세요.
볼.
Second stroke, Han Jin-seon will go with it. Well, because she had the shortest amount of distance covered, on the fairways. Just looking a tad bit, pressured here. But she played a free-flowing, round of golf right through, and it was really stress-free. And I think that could change the game entirely, or the outcome. And I think she just needs to dig deep to find that back again. Lee Ga-young has maintained, well, her intensity, the same sincerity that she comes to the course with for every tournament. Here she is, second stroke for her on hole 18. Got a good bit of a whip behind that. Will travel on the fairways too. Not too far.
더 남겠네.
Quick word there with the caddy. It's Kim Si-yoon who's on next. Second stroke for hole 18.
got a good bit of power behind that. And that's what she was expecting to do, to get it as close to the green as possible. That's an absolutely stunning approach shot from her. Well, I'd be surprised. Kim Si-yoon just reigniting her hunger for the tournament win. And well, that layup will just tell you that, you know, it is she means serious business here now.
과연 대대가 당신의 아무튼 모습이 같이 가. 차가 있어.
Well, no buggies in this area, and you've got to do the trot.
귀가도. 연락 받은 거 시상 끝나고.
Han Jun-seon getting ready. Han Jun-seon once again in a bit of a familiar position on the course. And she would be just a tad bit disappointed with that, would have liked to have got a lot closer. Lee Ga-young onto her third stroke for hole number 18. Oh, that is a fantastic placement from Lee Ga-young. And I think that that was the intention. She wanted to place it before the flagstick rather than get beyond it, because that kind of puts her now in a strong position. But it's also a very similar place where Han Jun-seon was when she just let that tournament slip. That is a terrific placement from her. And I think she just might have given herself a really good shot at claiming this title. And she was pleased about it. So Lee Ga-young yesterday, you know, really worked hard to get up there into that quintet in tied first. And then today she's just gone about her business in a very, very nice manner. It will be interesting to see how she, well, finishes today. We've still got, well, Kim Si-yoon. Who needs to get through her, well, stroke as well, and here she is. And I think what she did is very smartly, Kim Si-yoon just gauging the distance between the flagstick and her. You know, most of the golfers here today have actually put that ball way beyond the tin cup and closer to the stands. And that's been a bit of undoing, and then they've had to struggle to find their way back to the tin cup. Kim Si-yoon, third stroke for hole 18. She's the closest. If she sets this up well, she could as well finish with the birdie. And I think that she may have just fallen short. There's a good bit of a distance between her and the flagstick.
Left to be seen how these three golfers will
갤러리
really
여러분,
play
세
out that
선수가
part.
치열한 연장 접전을 펼치고 있는데요. 끝까지 최선을 다하는 선수들에게 큰 박수를 보내주시죠.
Oh, that is stunning play. That is stunning play. Han Jin-seon finishing with a birdie here. I don't think even she was expecting that. And she just might have, well, kept herself in contention for the tournament after all. Well, she had put herself at such a distance, and this was a difficult shot to navigate through compared to when she, well, played earlier. Oh, that is such a fine finish. Such an absolutely fine finish, and that expression says it all. Well, it's just sometimes when you least expect it that you're going to find that silver lining. Absolutely marvelous display from Han Jin-seon. Kim Shi-yoon. Well, she's got a birdie this. If she bogeys it, she's going to be out of the running for the title, and that just leaves Lee Ga-young then. So Kim Shi-yoon definitely is going to put herself in that runners-up position. Will look to finish this. Sorry, did I say bogey? She'll finish it with an on par, and that's what she's done. It's a bit unfortunate for her. She'll miss out on the tournament win, but it's been a good effort from her. Now it's all left to Lee Ga-young. Can she push this into another playoff? Or will she? Will falter? Big question, but Han Jin-seon, what a moment. That was a difficult putt. And extremely well played by her. Just had enough of momentum on that ball to carry it through and straight into, well, the hole. Well, she deserves all the credit for that now. Lee Ga-young aims for birdie on hole 18. And she'll finish with a birdie as well, which means it's going to go back into a playoff. Now it's a two-way playoff as Lee Ga-young and Han Jin-seon will battle it out for the title. So don't go anywhere as the action continues. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but Kim Shi-yoon falling out of the
갤러리
race.
여러분, 잠시 후 이가영 선수와 한진선 선수의 연장 2차전이 이곳 18번 홀에서 펼쳐질 예정입니다. 잠시만 기다려주시면 감사하겠습니다.
나왔고.
다른 대회 가서 또 가.
여자 대회 딴 거요?
아니, 답사다니기 대회.
아, 그죠. 이제 롯데 이런 데 답사가지.
롯데 끝났어.
남자 그 후반기 거 뭐 가지.
이제 사다지.
거기서 또 잡고 있지. 뭐야? 좀 앞으로 간 기분인데 집박스가? 맞아요?
오, 감사합니다.
감사합니다. 나이스.
So here we go back to a familiar position as Lee Ga-yong and Han Jin-seon will tee off. Well, it's the second tiebreaker or the second playoff.
10년 앞서 왔으니까 지금 보면은 저기 난이도가 맞는
Between these two golfers here.
나랑 같이 안 맞아.
So Lee Ga-yong will do the honors first. And she's got herself onto the rough. Well, that's just off the fairway, so not a problem at all. And up next, it's Han Jin-seon. So there we go with the buggies all over again. And that's, of course, that disappointing moment for Han Jin-seon, but for every dark cloud, there's always a silver lining, and that's where she found it, in that first playoff. What an amazing putt that was. That was such an amazing putt from her.
내가 150치다 5번 생겼잖아.
Lee Ga-yong just trudging along.
거리만 계속 나올 것 같아. 아까 어디까지 끊었지?
Quick word with the caddy.
140이야. 아까 그 사람 140.
So Han Jin-seon gets on to a second stroke for hole 18. It's a good bit of push on that one. Still keeping it on the fairways.
그치? 아, 맞바람 있잖아.
Up next, it's going to be Lee Ga-yong. Well, very similar, you know, the kind of distance that both of them have covered, well, in their second stroke. Lovely setting behind us. You can see the clubhouse, a bit of that limestone, you know, those rockeries. And then you've got the hills in the background. Very scenic setting. There's so much of, you know, forestation around here. It just makes it a very... I can tell you one thing, that the air around this area is so absolutely pure and clean. I would just say, you know, drive up here when you want to just get a bit of fresh air, rejuvenate the senses. No need to, you know, go into those artificial oxygen chambers. This is very, very refreshing. And once again, let's remind you, of course, we've been coming at you live from day one, or round one. This is the 2025 Celltrion Queen's Masters. We are down to our final two golfers aiming for that title, Han Jin-seon and Lee Ga-yong, who were actually in that race pretty much in round three, right from, you know, that the back 9 holes. So let's find out. Once again, kind of neck and neck. It's almost a parallel where they are, you know, balls have been positioned. They're on to, well, the next part of the journey. And whether it's going to be a layup here, or can you drive forward onto the green? Well, I'll be very interested to know that, because I do believe that when Lee Dong-gyun was, you know, aiming to get closer to the flagstick, she was aiming for the green in her third stroke. So let's find out. It's a good opportunity here to get as close to the flagstick as possible. And I think that this particular stroke is definitely the most crucial one on hole 18. It's where you're going to play, you know, place yourself. So second playoff here for both Lee Ga-yong and Han Jin-seon. Once again, absolutely stunning placement from Lee Ga-yong. Did not waste too much of time to think through that. You know, just kept her calm, has crafted out that effort so well. What's going to be the reply from Han Jin-seon? Let's find out. You know, it's almost like saying deja vu all over again, but actually this time it was closer to the scoreboard earlier for Han Jin-seon. This time she's put herself at a bit of a distance. And one thing she has proved today is that she can find the tin cup from a distance. Let's find out, because it happened in the previous playoff. But as it's looking now, it looks like a slight advantage for Lee Ga-yong, but you never know. But that placement was absolutely terrific. She gauged it well, pinpoint accuracy on that. And I do believe that, you know, Han Jin-seon would have liked to have, you know, landed the ball a lot closer to the flagstick than it has. It's a good amount of distance, and keeping in mind the fact that surface doesn't slope down directly. Now, the previous playoff, the slope was pretty much predictable because it was going downwards towards the tin cup. Here, it does go downwards, but it also goes, it curves to the left. And it's not going to be easy peasy. So that's what she's actually checking in on the surface there to see how the ball might turn, or it might find itself straight to the tin cup. Very, very important moment for both these golfers in this tournament. And one of them, of course, is going to break Park Min-ji's streak of having won 4 consecutive years at this very event. This would have been her 5th year, but now one of these two golfers will claim the spoils. So Han Jin-seon aiming for birdie on hole 18. She has to finish with the birdie here, or she's just gonna open the doors up for Lee Ga-young to walk through. And that's just sailed past the tin cup. Oh, I think Han Jin-seon might just be in a spot of trouble here. Did not take too much of time into crafting that effort. And I do believe Lee Ga-young now gauging her situation once again. It's not going to be the easiest for her, even though she's fairly close, because there is a bit of a dip to the left for her hole as well, from her, putting spot. So Han Jin-seon will finish on par, and a birdie here for Lee Ga-young could see her win the tournament. An on par finish will see another playoff. Let's find out what will happen here.
아주 살짝. 이런 거 생각하자.
Lee Ga-young, a birdie to win the tournament. After July 2024, could this be her moment? And yes, it is! The victory lap for Lee Ga-young as she wins the 2025 Celltrion Queen's Masters. Han Jin-seon had it in the palm of her hand, but now she will share the runners-up finish. And there we have the water right on her. Kim Si-yoon and the ice as well. Well, it's hot enough, so that should work. So Kim Si-yoon along with Han Jin-seon will share the runners-up prize. Oh man, there's been a terrific amount of ice cubes here. If you were thinking about the ice bucket challenge, well, it's happening right here, and a whole lot of flower petals as well. What a win here for Lee Ga-young. Oh, she definitely dug deep. She stayed focused. She stayed on track. She almost lost this event. Was slated to be a runner-up with Kim Si-yoon before Han Jin-seon did not birdie her last effort, or did not finish on par. And here we are after that second playoff. The winning putt from Lee Ga-young kept her calm, kept her focus. And here it is. First win of 2025 for her. And the first win in months since July 2024. Since she won the Lotte Open. I was there for that as well. So always a joy to see her, lift the title. And she also breaks Park Min-ji's streak of 5 straight titles. Because Park Min-ji has won 4. This time Lee Ga-young will claim it. A few words from her, and then we will get through, of course, the best moments of this tournament, as well as the prize presentation. Don't go anywhere as we continue with our event, but it's going to be an interesting one. Stay with us. What a lovely finish. Wasn't expecting this to turn out to be such a competitive end, but as always, the KLPGA will always delight. And you see electrifying finishes that go down to the wire, and today's event definitely did go straight down to the wire and stayed there for a bit before Lee Ga-young claimed it. Stay with us.
네, 갤러리 여러분, 시상식 이후에 갤러리 경품 추첨이 진행될 예정입니다. 갤러리 분들께서는 끝까지 시상식 함께 해주시면 감사하겠습니다.
이건 높이래 높이. 무슨 머리야? 시상식.
이거는 일장 아닌데? 그럼 더 가야 돼. 방향도 일장 아닌데?
뭐야? 방향이야? 이렇게?
네, 안녕하세요. 이가영 선수입니다. 이번에는 스코어 차이가 별로 나지 않아서 정말 1번 홀부터 18번 홀까지 많이 떨면서 쳤던 것 같은데요. 그래도 내 플레이를 믿고 하자라고 임했더니 이렇게 우승까지 할 수 있었던 것 같습니다. 네. 네, 일단은 웨지샷을 할 때 풀샷을 남기려고 90m 거리를 남겨서 플레이를 했고요. 최대한 풀샷을 해야 런이 없기 때문에 풀샷을 남기는 거에만 집중했습니다. 네, 일단 제가 전반적인 스코어를 줄이지 못했는데요. 제가 생각했을 때는 다른 선수들이 한 두세 개 정도는 줄이고 있지 않을까 하는 생각이었는데 스코어를 확인해 보니까 생각보다 차이가 많이 안 나더라고요. 그때부터 다시 나도 할 수 있겠구나라는 생각으로 플레이했습니다. 네. 제가 올해 목표로 상반기 하나, 하반기 하나 우승을 하는 게 목표였는데 지금 상반기 하나 우승을 했기 때문에 이제 하반기에도 우승을 할 수 있도록 상반기가 남아 있지만 네, 우승을 해서 승수를 늘리도록 하겠습니다. 네. 여기 코스가 많이 힘든데 많은 갤러리 분들이 와주셨어요. 저희 가영동화 팬분들께 너무 감사드리고 또 저희 NH투자증권 윤병훈 사장님 또 농협중앙회 강호동 회장님께 감사드린다고 말하고 싶습니다. 네, 감사합니다.
Just looking back to the highlights and how Lee Ga-yong performed on that third hole, of course. Really fantastic approach shot from her. Did hear her giving a few words, and she's so humble in victory, as all the KLPGA golfers normally are. And she's such a lovely golfer to watch in action. So that really got her going there. She was at 10 under. She finished with 10 under yesterday, but trying times for them. And then let's not forget that, of course, we had an equal amount of time for, both golfers who were really struggling to, get the better of each other with their own performances. So here she was at the top spot at number 1, tied 11th, and then she bogeyed that to drop down to 10 under. And while she was doing that, Han Jin-seon was doing her own bit. Meanwhile, we also had Han Jin-seon in there, Hyoda Bin was also looking to be one of the movers, and she definitely had put herself in strong contention of coming away with a victory. And then on the 8th hole, Jung Ji-oh just started losing her way. On the 9th hole, we saw an entire bit of a difference as Yoon Soo-ah uplifted her performances, and she went up to that top spot for a short bit with a 12 under, but then she of course would fall later on. It was such a different day. Lee Ga-yong meanwhile was at 10 under in tied third. Needed to find a birdie to get back up on top, and there she was again, moved into that tied first position. So many ups and downs today, so many surprises. And on the 12th hole again, you had Hyoda Bin. Well, she too uplifted her performances, got into tied first. It was a quartet there at 11 holes, and Yoon Soo-ah on hole number 12 decided to claim such a beautiful birdie, and she once again claimed the top spot to become the leader. On the 13th hole, when that ball lipped out, a bogey for Yoon Soo-ah was pretty much the beginning of what would be a downslide for her. Meanwhile, Kim Si-yoon, doing her own bit, as I said, she performed extremely well today. Fell out in that first playoff, but there were some fantastic efforts from her, especially that tee off, put her into such a strong position. Then on the 16th hole, Kim Si-yoon, who was in tied third with 10 under, nailed a birdie to find herself now with a trio in tied first. Then on the 14th hole, Han Jin-seon once again doing extremely well. And she claimed the top spot for a little bit, Han Jin-seon. Lee Ga-yong, meanwhile, was in tied second, needed a birdie on hole 15, and she would move back up into tied first with Han Jin-seon. And then on the 18th hole, of course, Kim Si-yoon needed to finish with a birdie, and that's exactly what she did
to finish with a 12 under score, and it was really fascinating. But on the 16th hole, Han Jin-seon had other plans as she claimed the top spot with a birdie to go up to a 13 under score. And if she had maintained that, she would have won the tournament. But on the 18th hole, well, life had other plans, and what should have been a birdie for her, or should have been an on-par finish, turned out to be a bogey, and she went down to a 12 under. In the first playoff, Han Jin-seon had a stellar finish with that putt of hers, and she knows it better than anyone else. Well, that was really probably the putt of the day, even though the winning putt did matter. And Kim Si-yoon, of course, fell out of the race when she failed to birdie it and finished with on par to stay at that 12 under score of hers. But here we go. It was another birdie from Lee Ga-yong, and that pushed it into a second playoff. And in the second playoff between Lee Ga-yong and Han Jin-seon, it was this approach shot that was absolutely stunning. And that really, to me, was probably the decider of the event. Put herself so close to the flagstick while Han Jin-seon was at a distance. Han Jin-seon failed to nail a birdie here. Did well to finish, on par. But that wasn't going to be good enough, because now it left the door open for Lee Ga-yong to walk through and claim the title. And that's exactly what she did. She was cool as a cucumber amidst the heat to finish off with a fantastic victory lap as well as the title. So that's Lee Ga-yong for you. Remember, as we said, it's a really big win for her. Very quickly, of course, we will get you through the prize presentation.
주최사 셀트리온 그룹을 대신해서 대회 참가 선수 및 캐디 그리고 갤러리 분들께 감사의 말씀을 드리겠습니다. 그럼 이제 본격적으로 2025 셀트리온 퀸즈 마스터스 시상식을 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 이번 대회가 성공적으로 개최되기까지 각고의 노력과 지원을 아끼지 않으신 분들을 소개할 텐데요. 가장 먼저 본대회를 주최하신 셀트리온 홀딩스 유헌영 부회장님을 소개하겠습니다. 큰 박수로 맞아주시죠. 이어서 KLPGA 김상열 회장님 자리를 빛내주셨습니다. 역시나 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 다음으로 HDC 리조트 조영환 대표이사님 자리해 주셨습니다. 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 마지막으로 셀트리온 김범성 상무님 자리를 빛내주셨습니다. 네, 큰 박수로 맞아주시죠. 이렇게 참석해주신 대회 임원, 내빈 여러분과 셀트리온 임원분들께 감사의 말씀 드리겠습니다. 다음은 본대회, 본선에 진출한 아마추어 선수들 중 가장 우수한 성적을 기록한 선수 시상이 있겠는데요. 시상에는 KLPGA 김상열 회장님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 앞으로 모시겠습니다. 자, 이번 셀트리온 퀸즈 마스터스에는 총 3명의 아마추어 선수들이 출전해서 그 기량을 멋지게 뽐냈는데요. 한국 여자 골프의 미래를 책임지게 될 아마추어 부문 우승자 바로 오수민 선수입니다. 축하합니다. 네, 현재 국가대표로 뛰고 있는 오수민 선수인데요. 아마추어 부문 우승의 보상으로는 우승 트로피가 수여되겠습니다. 네, 김상열 회장님께서 직접 트로피를 수여해 주시겠습니다. 갤러리 여러분 박수 부탁드릴게요.
Now that's of course our, rookie award being handed out.
해외대회를 많이 다녀왔는데요. 올해 한국에서의 대회를 성공적으로 마쳤습니다. 프로 무대에서 자주 볼 수 있길 기대해 주겠고요. 다시 한번 축하드립니다. 이어서 베스트 드레서 시상이 있겠습니다. 베스트 드레서 시상은 바로 어제죠. 2라운드 셀트리온 데이에서 주최사의 브랜드 컬러인 그린 컬러의 의상을 입고 멋진 플레이를 한 선수 3명에게 수여되겠습니다. 대표 선수로 1인이 수상을 할 텐데요. 시상에는 셀트리온 김범성 상무님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 자, 셀트리온 하면 지금 제가 입고 있는 그린 색상이 바로 떠오르는데요. 그린으로 센스 있는 스타일을 연출한 선수 3명을 호명하도록 하겠습니다. 이번 대회 베스트 드레서는 한진선, 박민지, 마서영 선수입니다. 대표로 마서영 선수가 수상을 하도록 하겠습니다. 박수로 맞이해 주시죠. 오늘도 마서영 선수가 이 그린 색상의 반팔 티에 이 흰 치마를 산뜻하게 입고 왔는데요. 2라운드에서는 흰 반팔에 그린색 치마 그리고 그린색 양말로 포인트를 줬습니다. 베스트 드레서 부상으로는 하이엔드다운 깃털 등
So the best dressed award being handed out here.
편안함을 제공하는 덕시아나의 드림 슬립이
The
수여되겠습니다.
Duxiana Dream Sleep.
네, 다시 한번 축하드리겠고요. 한진선, 박민지,
She actually matched the green and the white of Celltrion as well.
계속해서 간직해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
And still memorizing well her speech, Lee Ga-young.
데일리 베스트 시상이 있겠습니다. 이번 시상은 셀트리온 홀딩스 유헌영 부회장님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 앞으로 보시겠습니다. 먼저 1라운드에서
김시윤
선수가 6언더파 66타를 기록했습니다. 다음 2라운드에서는 광신실 선수가 10언더파 62타를 기록했고요. 오늘 있었던 파이널 라운드 데일리 베스트 주인공은 바로 5언더파 67타를 기록한 김시현 선수입니다. 세 선수 대표로 김시현 선수가 수상을 하도록 하겠습니다. 네, 큰 박수를 보내주시죠. 자, 데일리 베스트 부상으로는 라이프 스타일 속 휴식을 제공하는 고급 안마의자 브랜드 코지마의 소형 마사지기 세트가
So that of course is the Kojima Small Massager Set Daily Best. And that's being handed out to Kim Si-yoon. So there's always, you know, fruits of her labor to be savored, and I think she's done well today.
시상이 있겠습니다. 시상에는 HDC 리조트 조영환 대표이사님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 자, 이전 성문환 컨트리클럽 코스 레코드는 2023년이죠. 이번 체리티 오픈에서 기록한 김희지 선수의 66타였는데요. 이번 2025년 셀트리온 퀸즈 마스터스에서 그 기록이 정신됐다고 합니다. 바로 그 주인공은 2라운드에서 62타를 기록한 방신실 선수입니다. 축하드립니다.
And Bang Shin-sil
네, 방신실 선수가
will also be awarded.
컨트리 클럽의 새로운 코스 레코드를 기록하게 됐습니다. 네, 방신실 선수가 2023년이죠.
As she gains the course record.
성문환 컨트리 클럽에서 펼쳐졌는데요.
And that's the HDC 90-hole golf round pass. So absolutely wonderful for her.
골프 라운드 이용권이 수여됐습니다. 다시 한번 방신실 선수 축하드리겠고요. 자, 그리고 대단한 기록들이 쏟아져 나왔습니다. 이어서 홀인원 시상이 있겠는데요. 자, 이번 대회 홀인원 홀마다 어마어마한 상품이 걸려 있었습니다. 6번 홀에서는 코지마의
Lee Ga-young still memorizing her speech.
8번 홀에서는 코리플의 다이아몬드 퍼터, 12번 홀에서는 덕시아나의 고급 침대, 15번 홀에서는 HS 효성 더 클래스의 메르세데스 벤츠 E200.
So a couple of prizes being handed out here today,
제공됐습니다. 자, 이번 셀트리온 퀸즈
including Choi, who did extremely well.
홀인원 주인공이 무려 2명이나 탄생했는데요. 첫 번째 홀인원 시상은 셀트리온 홀딩스 유헌영 부회장님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 자, 지금부터 행운의 주인공을 소개하겠습니다. 2라운드 6번 홀에서 최초의 홀인원을 기록한 최원 선수입니다. 축하합니다. 자, 2라운드였죠. 6번 홀. 앞바람이 부는 상황에서 140m 거리 7번 아이언으로 정규 투어 생애 첫 홀인원을
And the hole-in-one being handed out to Chohai. Well, the Kojima Kaiser,
잘한다 너.
well, double massage, hole-in-one.
이 카이저 더블 안마의자를 부모님께 선물로 드리겠다라고 인터뷰를 했는데요. 다시 한번 축하드리겠습니다. 이어서 두 번째 홀인원 시상은 HS 효성 더 클래스 이경섭 대표이사님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 자, 또 다른 행운의 주인공을 소개하도록 하겠습니다. 3라운드 15번 홀에서 최초의 홀인원을 기록한 최민경 선수입니다. 축하합니다. 자, 무려 15번 홀 홀인원 부상으로는 HS 효성 더 클래스의 메르세데스 벤츠 D200
And
AV가 수여되었습니다.
the Mercedes Benz,
정말 이 최민경 선수
well, HS Hyosung,
보낸 것 같은데요.
the class E200 AV hole-in-one. Well, award also being handed out.
축하드리겠고요. 자, 이제
And the moment we've been waiting for,
드디어 오늘의 주인공
our winner for today, the queen of the Seongmunan Country Club 2025.
컨트리 클럽에서 3일 동안 이어진 정상을 향한 드라마의 주인공을 소개하겠습니다. 1라운드 66타, 2라운드 68타, 3라운드 70타, 총 204타, 12언더파를 기록한 오늘의 주인공을 소개하도록 하겠습니다. 모두 클럽하우스 앞 그린 컬러의 계단을 봐주시죠. 자, 오늘의 주인공을 소개하겠습니다. 2025 셀트리온 퀴즈 마스터스 우승자 이가영 선수입니다. 축하합니다.
There's Lee Ga-young as she moves up to take, well, the honor of the title. It's a good crowd that's turned up here. She's got family and friends around, a ton of fans, and for the sincere, humble girl that she is, what a moment of joy as she receives her bouquet, the prize winner's bouquet. She'll also get the prize winner's jacket, and then not to forget the main honor, the title itself.
우승자 이가영 선수를 축하해줬고요.
And it's a fairly long walk to the podium, I should say.
이가영 선수가 입장을 했습니다. 이가영 선수는
And just asking whether you've got to go, should I hook it to the left?
와이어 투 와이어 우승을 기록하고
So Lee Ga-young has put herself well in the history books here, this course.
KLPGA 김성현 회장님께서 우승 자켓을 입혀주시겠습니다.
And here she is, as she'll get the winner's jacket of the KLPGA,
상징하는
the Celltrion
초록색 자켓.
Queen's Masters 2025 jacket.
회장님께서
And now she's a perfect match with, the white slacks and that green jacket, which reflects the colors of Celltrion. And those gold buttons looks absolutely super. And it's a perfect fit too.
네, 김상렬 회장님 감사합니다. 이어서 셀트리온 홀딩스 유원영 부회장님께서 우승자에게 꽃다발을 전달해 주시겠습니다. 정말 마지막까지 떨렸을 것 같은데 축하의 꽃다발
It's going to be another winner's bouquet for her.
11개월 만에 첫 3승을
나쁜 거.
거두게 됐습니다.
잘한다.
자, 기념사진 촬영까지 마쳤고요. 자, 그리고 이어서 오늘의 하이라이트죠. 우승자에게 2025 셀트리온 퀸즈 마스터스 우승 트로피를 전달하겠습니다.
And there we have the winner's trophy. The 2025 Celltrion Masters, Queen's Masters winner Lee Ga-young
보내주시기 바랍니다.
with the trophy, and what an event it has been for her.
자, 계속해서 셀트리온 퀸즈 마스터스 우승자 이가영 선수에게는 우승 상금 2억 1,600만 원이 수여되겠습니다. 하겠습니다. 네, 역시나 부회장님께서 수고를 해주시겠고요.
Definitely a terrific win, and something that she's going to look back at, you know, over time, and know that she really worked hard for it. This, prize win was meant for her, and there it is, the champion.
경험을 제공하는 덕시아나의 고급 침대가 수여되겠습니다.
If you are a Lee Ga-young fan, you would have known, well, just from watching her, that she was really gunning for a victory here today.
이렇게 덕시아나의 고급 침대까지 수여가 됐고, 다음 부상으로는 감각적인 홈 인테리어의 완성, 코지마의 데코르 안마의자가 부상으로 제공되겠습니다. 네, 너무나
And
축하드리겠습니다.
Cosima champions win as well.
끝까지 최선을 다한 이가영 선수 너무나 고생 많으셨고요. 유원영 부회장님께도 감사의 말씀 드리도록 하겠습니다. 자, 이렇게 부상 시상까지 모두 마쳤습니다. 유원영 부회장님께서는 자리로 또 돌아가 주시면 감사하겠습니다. 네, 그리고 지금 임원분들께서 시상을 도와주신 임원분들과 함께 우승자 사진 촬영이 진행되도록 하겠습니다.
And that's the money shot with the officials, the sponsors,
자, 이가영 선수 트로피 잘 보이게 들어주시고요.
and Lee Ga-young
시상을 도와주신 내외빈분들과 함께 기념 촬영입니다.
holding the prize winners. Check there, of course, that's 216 million Korean won. And that is what it finally looked like. Lee Ga-young, well, finishing off at the top with Kim Shi-yoon and Han Jin-seon sharing the runners-up purse. Lim Hee-jong, Choi Hai-won, Hyo Da-bin and Yoon Soo-ah finished in tied fourth. I do hope, of course, that you enjoyed our coverage of this event. This was the 2025 Celltrion Queen's Masters. We were coming at you live from the Seongmunan Country Club in Wolseong-ri, and it has been a great event. Started off slow. We had a mixed bag yesterday in round two after a very easy round one, and then round three just changed everything around, and it was such a terrific finish. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and I do hope you've enjoyed our coverage of this event. All thanks, of course, to our director who did, of course, man everything behind the scenes, John Kim. And we guys are going to be back with you with another golf event really soon, and I'll be there for another event in a few weeks from now. But I've enjoyed myself, and I do hope that you have. So time for me to shut shop and ship out of here and to say bye-bye for now, and don't forget to always catch every single event that you can of the KLPGA. Stay well, and catch you again real soon.
지난 바람이 안 불어서 안녕히 계세요.
여러분 큰 박수를 보내주시죠.